Army might just be that team if Reckoning Esports are able to clobber them. Look at this stack up from Reckoning. 5-man B push right off the start. And Aster Army, they luckily avoid this one.
Luckily it's a good word, but Flabbin, all by himself, was able to get away with a kill. That's a good find from Flabbin. Aster Army, they've got the site control, but still they don't really have the man advantage, so it's all going to come down to this post plan. They'll need to try and play this flawlessly. All the players are now going to straight up just burst inside the site, and Kohli's got way too many players to try and deal with. Deadly 10 was able to find one of his own, but Reckoning Esports, the trades are starting to happen back and forth, and now we're down to a one-on-one scenario. Dominic, all the way in under heaven area. Voya sort of soften up, only down to 45 HP. Sends in a recon dart. Now he knows Dominic's all the way under heaven. Will peek out. Will not be able to win that duel, and Dominic seals the deal. And also a little to BM. Already. Aster Army off to an okay start, but that was a decent eco from the enemy team as well. Light armor's on the board for them. Wink is going to straight up dash in, trying to catch the operator. But he was instantly denied as well. All the players are stacked up outside main, and Master somehow able to find those peaks. Deadly 10 misses that shot. Could have been a crucial one too. They were able to stroll on the site. Doors being shut down as well on the faces. Dominic doesn't really have a lot of HP to support it, but at least they've got the site control, and that's all that matters. Soon enough, the spike should go down as well, and Kishi has found himself in that tricky spot. Docs are all the way in main. We'll try to play off of the post plant, but the rest of his teammates are stuck on the site.
Oh, this is a very risky angle for Dominic, but he's okay with it. He lines them both up. He did not even see Voya. He just kind of got him for free. And now Dominic continues to pop off. What kill for the Yeoman, as he, in a way where they keep most of their own guns alive. Otherwise, in the long run, Aster Army will still come out on top with the economic battle.
Nowhere to run! Get out of my way!
Oh, the Hunter's Fury is starting to cause a lot of problems, and Kohli somehow finds two. Reckoning Esports, how are the bodies falling down all the time? And Aster Army, they're really able to punish them. Things are starting to work out in their favor, and Reckoning Esports are forced to save once again. You talked about a tactical timeout, and it will be called now. It's a 3-on-5. No chance Reckoning Esports get their hands on the site back once again. We'll need to go for the save, and that's what they're exactly doing. Look at how disciplined Aster Army are playing this one, too. Their drone didn't spot anyone, so now they know that they are probably on a save. Dominic's all the way in the back lines. He might just be surprised as soon as he walks in the spawn, but he's going to try to hunt all the way down mid. He's got no clue where the players are positioned. Deadly 10's got the operator in the hand. If anyone steps in his crosshairs, he will meet the makers.
But that's okay. I don't think Aster Army mind meeting those makers. Nice shot from Deadly. Flick upwards. That must have broken his wrist.
Position himself on the site, and look at the positioning Aster Army have taken.
And they're just towards the site. They haven't even entered the water. Nowhere in a position to plant.
This is so
Meanwhile,
smart.
Wink is creating a distraction on the A site, and he's drawn away the rotations. It's just Flabbin left on the B site now. There's no way he can survive this all by himself. He can get 1 or 2 kills, but even that looks difficult with his eyes closed.
This is
Wink
just
played them
smart.
like a fiddle. Yeah, really smart, dude.
Aster Army, 200 IQ plays, big brain plays. They know exactly how Reckoning Esports plays, and they're able to counter them like they're reading them like a textbook. Wink with the flank was able to at least force out the rotations a little bit, but that helped them more than enough. And now look at Wink. This man's on a prowl, on a hunt. Was able to get away with one more. And Aster Army, they're now on the bloodthirst. They're on a hunt. Reckoning Esports, on the other hand, though, they're getting gifted with these kills. And Aster Army still extending themselves because Aster Army is just way too confident. They've got a lot of rounds lead, so they can't afford to give away 1 or 2 rounds, right? And that's what the game plan is over here. Aster Army still moving it forward, trying to capitalize, but hopefully he's not going to extend even more. He does, but the gun's taken away. It's completely fine. They've got a lot of cash advantage over here for his team. But Aster Army, they're just waiting together. That was a really good paranoia to at least try and nullify the push for a bit more. And Dominic will be falling back too, but Reckoning Esports, they're quite adamant into pushing up. Doxer's got the operator in the hand. Won't be shut down this time, and it seems like finally Reckoning Esports are able to read into the strategy book of Aster Army. The counter strats from Aster are not working out anymore, but the shot from Wink is interesting. Deadly knows that was a fake
I'm surprised there aren't any judges in play.
Boy,
No
what?
way.
Oh, able to find 2 with that spam, and then Deadly 10 as well gets away with 1 with the operator. Flabben's holding an off angle. He's just waiting for someone to peek out of that angle. He's holding quite a close angle too. The crosser placement's there. Maybe the kill as well will fall through. Shotgun was out to try and destroy the trap. Flabben gives away his position. He's holding quite an off angle. And Aster Army, they know he's in the close quarters, so they do not really want to fall prey to him. Instantly TP's back all the way to market. Doesn't want to challenge the fight anymore. And Aster Army, they're down to just a 2-man squad. Now they're starting to get countered quite hard.
Oh, the tiny gap. Dominic hit the switch. The door was about to close. But Deadly was still primed over there. Totally detected. Swarm. They will assume nobody else is playing over there. Because why else would you have an alarm bot and a person marking the same space? And that's when Aster Army will peek out and try to bamboozle Reckoning.
It's quite interesting. They did go for the duel. Deadly's taken down only to 10 HP, and even Wink's quite softened up, so both the players are down to critical HP. And now they're going to try to make their way on the side as well, trying to brute force their way in. Dominic knows there's someone on top of the generators, but the rest of the teammates are now going to capitalize. Kishi from the top was able to find 1, but Reckoning Esports' firepower is looking unstoppable. Aster Army on this retake, they're now going to start a sweat. It's a 3-on-4 man advantage in the hands of opponents. Doxer trying to regroup with his teammates, and all 3 of them are going to try to chime in from the heaven area. Deadly 10's position compromised, and this man is still able to stay alive with only 11 HP. Flabben was able to shut down the approaching man, but Aster Army, this retake's now looking like next to impossible, but maybe if we're able to find frags like these, then that's definitely possible. Goalie all by himself, and he will be able to shut down the last man as well. How did this just flipped over?
It's because you jinxed them, buddy. It's because you did. Aster Army hit all their shots, turn a 2v4 into a 2v2, and then come out on top of it. The shots were apt.
No, is that only Sova was present towards main, but they don't know the rest of the 2 players are there too.
Look at this double stack to the main. While the Sova is actually pulling all the Util, the Jet dashes away, distracting them from Kishi. What a perfect bait setup. Wink dashed away just in time, and he distracts everybody from Reckoning to look outside towards the B site. Nobody looked at Kishi. And that's how you get the frags. But hey, 1 life to get the A side under control, I think that's a good price to pay. A good trade-off. KG Util avoided, so now Reckoning can continue planting.
Cover going out.
Yeah, Hirsch able to teleport on the side with the Omen's ult from the shadows. But still the man advantage is in the hands of Aster Army. So far they've been able to win out these retake scenarios. Hunter's Fury utilized. Deadly 10 manages to find or at least nullify the man advantage so far. Hirsch is down only 2 HP. It's hard to say if he's going to be able to survive this entire prowl that Aster Army is going to try to pull off onto him. Wink peeks out, manages to find 1. Hirsch able to retaliate back. 2 of his own being found, and Dominic not able to win out that duel. It's all down to Coley now. 1 man on a mission and will be taken down.
Very tame version of themselves.
Sometimes you gotta respect the opponents, man.
Yeah.
You gotta play the game by the rules sometimes. If you don't, you will be punished just like this. Master, a dry peek. Didn't even use a flash to try and counter that, but Master gets surprised with the operator bullet right to his chest. And Reckoning Esports, they're going to start to make the move, but they might just fall in the trap that Aster Army are trying to set up. And look at the rotation, it's so quickly made. 3 players are already towards Haven. One of those is already going to jump down all the way towards the generator side, and Kishi gets rewarded with 2 kills. Aster Army, this was a trap setup.
Incredible. Flabben's at least able to destroy the lockdown, but the spy is deep inside enemy territory. There's no way he can recover this, but maybe Deadly can. This is a race against time.
Left.
Deadly needs to either kill everyone or go for the plant right away. He will have to be the bodyguard. 1 HP in a dream, that's all that Deadly has. Wink, on the other hand, is moving very quickly. Deadly gives him a haircut through the woodworks. Coley's position detected. He knows both of them are still in the site, but they will have to play ring around the rosies with this generator.
Ooh.
And Deadly walks away with all those frags from them. And now they finally showcase some presence, this time towards B main. I don't like the fact that it's Doxer leading the charge, because his alarm bot is what's keeping mid defense active. So now that Aster Army don't see anything towards B main, they just take the the orb and fall back. Voya was trying to set up a fake towards the A site, but Aster don't fall for this. They continue defending B. It will still be difficult for Reckoning Esports. Only is playing in a one-and-done position of sorts. But the Nana Swarms, they won't really check him. Deadly. He misses the shot! At least Harsh with the teleport can refrag. Doxer's trapped. No, he's not! Wink is here to save him! All of a sudden the tides have turned, and now it's Master left to his own devices. Trapped in the corner with 3 guns trained at him. It will be very difficult to get out of this alive.
Of Reckoning Esports is all the way back towards spawn. Hunter's Fury utilized to try and clear out some main angles, and no one was being spotted.
It's quite weird. Kohli often does this. He uses the ult blind without any information, without any recon down or whatever. Oh, but Wink tried to peek out of the smoke, hoping to surprise them, but Master's not going to fall for any of those tricks. Deadly doing what he does best, decimating his opponents. Kohli, again, trying to peek out of the smoke. Every time Aster have someone trying to peek out of the smoke, they walk into a firing range. They walk into a barrage.
Null command. Okay, she's got an null command available, but is still not opting out to pop that. Maybe you should. It is the last round, Kishi. Should give it a shot, because up after this round, it's going to be a complete overtime. Dominic only on 9 HP, and Kishi is trying his best to try and gather as much attention as possible. It's a 1-on-3 scenario, definitely pullable. Null command being utilized as well, but Kishi, unfortunately, was not able to find a lot of value through that. Oh, it could have been really close, but Master was able to seal the deal, and we're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. You got to deal with what you're left with. And sometimes, you never know. Aster Army might just step up huge. They're going to send an operator aggressive towards the main area. Huge fan of that move. Paranoia being utilized from both the sides, and Deadly 10 once again is going to dash all the way towards the market. Similar strategy utilized, but Deadly 10 being taken down. A huge shutdown, a huge nullify coming through from Aster Army. But look at the rotation. It's being pulled out all the way towards the A site, but they've got no clue that Reckoning Esports, they're waiting slowly and steadily.
You've got Voya trying to sell a fake to its A main once again. Do Aster Army fall for this? Flabin's in the perfect spot to shut down any rotations, and the rotations are inbound. Doxer's making the move. He just misses Flabin. The smokes on B are going to indicate that Reckoning indeed want to hit the site, so Aster Army have some defenses in place. Wing tries to spam through, but he gets shot down in return. That leaves Kishi all by himself. I'm surprised that he survived the first encounter against Deadly in the first place. He was tagged up on mid. So the fact that he can survive long enough itself is a big deal, but now Aster Army find themselves in a 2v3. It's either a game win or yet another overtime, and given the situation, Reckoning have all that they need to push this game into one more OT. Can it come through though? Flabin offers a fight. Doxer still holding steadily. The wallbang boils him down to 14 HP, but the time is running out. And Aster Army are running out of all hope. Flabin opening, Kohli shutting them down. It's all up to Master, and he's gone.
Aster Army, they sealed the deal in this overtime. It was quite a close affair, but still at the end of the day, they managed to seal the deal and take this.
Dominic is making his moves. He might be able to make them 2-8, but it's currently stacked by 3 players. Trailblazer used by Aster Army, but no commitment on the back of it yet. And the spike isn't anywhere close. But look at how passively Reckoning are playing. They've just left 1 turret on B, a nanoswarm on the C site, but the rest of the area is just being held very passively. They're not contesting actively, and this allows Aster Army to go all the way up towards the A stairs. Master spots them out, and he doesn't want to fight this.
Indeed he wouldn't. Respecting the opponents, letting them have that control. Aster Army, as long as they're not really getting their hands on the site, Reckoning Esports should be completely okay with that. Aster Army, still they're crawling, just creeping their way in slowly and steadily, and it seems like the B side's going to be the take here. Master is not going to be able to do anything. He catches a little bit of bullets onto himself through the smoke, and now they've got the entire site control done. Doxer still in mid or outside A, was able to find one. It's flashed out by Voya, and maybe Voya will be shut down as well. Behind the box, Voya is way too low for comfort, and Doxer comes out on top once again. His ghost is now really starting to reply back in power, and Aster Army, things might just fall apart for them. Trades did happen back and forth, and Master is now the only man left alive. He's only got 25 HP left in the hand. Next to impossible to...
Cuts off Aster Army in the bud. They will have to peek on top of the goes out. But Flavin's got the elevation. He's got the frag as well.
And now they're starting to make a quick rotation happen. Dominic gonna teleport all the way back off the C site. This is quite an interesting teleport. Hirsch could have been caught off guard. That was way too close to comfort. Now they know Hirsch is the only man left over on the C site. And he's got his snake bites to try and make sure that they're gonna funnel in his crossers. He utilizes that snake bite instantly, but no matter that, Aster Army is still gonna push through it, and he was able to find the first kill. As soon as they started to try and walk through the snake bite, they're gonna get even more vulnerable. And that's why the push is not executed successfully. They relied a little bit too much onto Dominic to find that pick on the C site, but Dominic was not able to do so.
Every time Aster Army try to hit the C side, it's like running into a brick wall. Face full of KJ nanoswarms present over there. Look at this cascade. It's been sent all the way from B-Link. It stops them in their tracks. And Hirsch is using their own smoke against him. Ooh, finally Bing shuts him out. This could be an opening. This could be Aster Army's first successful C hit. And they've killed all the defenders over here. They can actually go in for the plant. Wink is extending further inside. He wants to stop this retake before it even begins.
It's a 5-on-2 scenario, next to impossible to pull off, and then Reckoning Esports might just need a fall back, and yeah, not able to get their hands on that take anymore. Operator's gonna strike in once, was able to find the first man, but Flavin knows it's a 1-on-3 scenario. Next to impossibly pulled off, and you might as well try to go for this save on the operator. If it's given to the opponents, it might prove out to be a nightmare. Flavin still just going for those punishment moves, still going for those exit frags. And it doesn't seem like he's going to be able to find that. Picks up a Vandal from the ground, and he's quite adamant to go for this retake. But will be
their weapon reset. They will still play aggressively. To get Wink to get up close. I mean, it would have been classified up close, but instead he goes for the orb pickup. Gets it, and now he's going right on the mouth of Root. Inside the smoke. They know it. Nanoswarm's used to push him out of position, but he's still tanking the damage. He's willing to take the risk, hoping to surprise somebody with a classic right click, but that's not happening.
Quick dashes towards the tree area. Rotating doors used as wall. Every single player is just flooding on the A side as the floodgates are now open. Cove deployed. They will get the spike plant down. There's a little bit of counter utilities also being used from the side of Aster Army, and now they're just going to fall apart. It's a graveyard on the A site. Has every single player just crumbled down.
Calling it the Hobble Ultimate now because calling it seems anti-poetic.
People will probably think that we're saying their name, but yeah, what is this brute force? I mean, it's taken to another level, just asserting dominance to their faces. Not even being scared of Aster Army. I mean, they have gotten a huge lead. Now they're really going to start to run away with it too. What are these shots that are being hit from Reckoning Esports? This is what disrespect looks like. And they're disrespecting Aster Army to their faces. This map alone is on this attacking side. Reckoning Esports proven why this map is so strong on the attack.
Coley left with a nearly impossible task on his hands. Weak. I would have said that as long as he can get exit kills, he's probably going to keep Reckoning Economy humble, but this late in the game, what can you even possibly do if you melt their economy down? Oh, the timing. He looks away at the worst possible moment.
Oh, the revenge is there! It's the revenge arc! His position. Good paint shields to try and deny the push, at least for a little bit more. Just bars off a little bit more time. But
still there.
Yeah, he's still there. And now finally the Seekers will be popped. Oh, Wink is so screwed.
Is he though?
Yep.
He tried to take down at least one, but that's what happens when you come in too hard. Aster Army, all of them playing outside of that B-Link door, and that's Deadly's cue to begin the flank. He's timed it perfectly.
My double's dead.
What are those flicks? From one player to the other, one after the other one, the graves are being dug, and they're being buried alive. Lockdown was initiated on the B site, but that's not going to change anything. It's not going to stop the floodgates of Reckoning Esports. They're opened up, and they will keep on pushing. Keep on penetrating through those sites, through the defensive vaults that are being trying to built up by Aster Army. And their walls are not strong enough to hold down the players of Reckoning Esports. The spike goes down, and it's a 1-on-3. Dominic all by himself to keep his team streams alive inside this map. But as you said, map 3 is inevitable.
I think this is the moment where Dominic goes for one of those desperate teleport plays. He's got both smokes at his disposal. No paranoia though. The Viper Ball's about to go down. He needs to time this perfectly. Luckily there's nobody waiting on the other side of it. Oh, no, but he caught. Master catches him as the smoke fades away. And that's lights out. A little bit of anxiety. Yeah, just a tiny teensy bit. Mars is on A by himself. But Aster Army still have Kishi right outside of Garage. They've still got Kohli, who just about fell back from being started to go in. The flank gets caught. Voya gets the better of him. And now the retake begins. The man advantage in the favor of Reckoning.
Nicely done. Look at the flank. There's 3 players positioned onto that. And Kohli, you better not challenge that. There's 3 players on the mark, just willing to take you down. And it's going to be a split. One player to taking a look at the underpass area, while the rest 2 are trying to make it from the long. And Master gets 2 for himself. He's going quite monstrous inside this entire BO3 series. The shock dart actually is so perfect from Master. Shuts down Doxer and Voya from the back.
Stolen away from Reckoning. Like thieves in the night, Aster Army get away with their win. And now look at the commitment. Wing dashes straight inside into the face of Harsh, and he decapitates it.
Oh my god.
Around the smoke. A very good decision from him. That's the best that he could have done given the weaponry he had. And he's repelled away the attackers.
Yeah, but they gave away their guns. A Bulldog and a Spectre retrieve. That can prove out to be a nightmare. It's a 3-on-3 situation. Even though Aster Army, they've got a Phantom and a Vandal on the board for themselves, that should give a little bit of edge. But you can never say in these rounds what can happen. And Voya's already starting to push up C-Long. He's gathered so much map control and so much intel that Aster Army will need to try and make things really quick. They will need a brute force soon enough. And Voya will start to move up from the back lines. The footsteps are now going to be given away. Voya's position's known. And there's a man in window just waiting for this hit. Just waiting for him to funnel in. Look at Deadly 10. He's going to get greeted soon enough by 2 players onto his face. They get the link control and they fall back to the B side once again.
Aster Army have the advantage this time around, but it can be easily neutralized if Voya wins this 1v1 against Doxer. He's the only one playing deep towards mid. The remaining Aster members playing in the side itself, but Doxer holds on. This should be the end of the round. This should be Master falling back and respecting Aster. Oh, but he doesn't want to do that. Doesn't want to peek the turret either. Watch out, Doxer, and that's his cue. Yeah, the fault line in his face. No way to avoid that. Hey, even though...
Luckily enough for him that the site wasn't really given away. And there was no one holding in the close quarters. Look at Aster Army. They funnel through. They hope floodgates are open. And C-Site's taken in their hands now. Good curveball, but it's not going to find value.
Kohli just barraging through. Cyber Cage didn't keep Harsh alive. The flash didn't give Voya any sort of an advantage. And now there's a dark cover in their face, which is just keeping them away. Boiling down so much time. They can't even challenge it. It's a one-way. Reckoning against their will are forced to fall back, forced to respect this hold that Aster Army have on the seaside. This vice grip. The silver lining is that the Op's still alive, and maybe in another life, Deadly 10 will be able to find value for it. This time, they didn't even face him. They didn't even have to fire a single shot. Alright then. Just spot out the Phoenix, but it gets shot down by Deadly 10 before there's a chance, and now Voya activates himself. That was the chance they were looking for, and they got it.
Kohli sneaking up deep. A good flick. Flick of the wrist to shut down the man who's pushing up a little bit too deep this time. And Reckoning Esports, the B side controls given away. Deadly 10 quite close with the operator. This might just prove out to be a huge nightmare. Kishi able to shut down the op in the close lines, and Spike's already down in mid. Nothing much can be done in that round, but it's 7-3 scoreline.
That's what you needed. Nice. Just a little bit of damage onto Harsh.
Whenever Aster Army try to amp up the pace, they've got countered pretty easily. So this time, they're trying to bring a little variation in the pace. trying to slow things down, respecting their opponents because they know if you're going to take the fight straight up to them, they're not really able to win out those quick duels. And especially when they know that their opponent's operator so far has found its prime, you do not really want to go ahead and ego challenge that.
The shock dart from Doxer breaks the tripwire on B. But that's not a problem because Deadly's holding this region. The rest of Cypher utility is in Garage and C respectively. A is being passively held by Master. Oh, Wink, a fake dash. Dashes into the corner rather than on top of the smoke, but that's okay because left. Voya, his ultimate has been dealt with. Trolley being killed, that's another massive initiator missing on Aster Army, so now they can't brute force their way into a site. But luckily, they don't have to. A is clear.
Straightening Esports to teleport on top. Could have been quite successful. The Parano was there on the point, but Doxer somehow was able to shift the player down in the front. Knife Swift! And Wink comes out on top in that duel. That was quite a critical duel too. But unfortunately not able to win that. From the shadows utilized, and Voya doesn't exactly know where the man's teleported towards. Curveball was on the point, but Dominic able to sneak away through that. And Masters and Hirsch. Hirsch from the back lines was able to cook. And now the flank being spotted. Should be shut down soon enough. There's a close man in the proximity, but will be taken care. But it doesn't matter. They're playing offense because now they know Aster Army, they've got some close range guns, and you do not really want to face that. Aftershock utilized. Master being forced out of his comfort spot. Shock darts are going to be used as well just to make sure that they're really forcing out the players from that defuse. 1 HP in the hands of Wink will not survive. Will be capitalized and compromised. Hirsch in the close quarters goes huge, and this proximity is not working out that well for Aster Army. Speaking of proximity, imagine if there was a proximity.
It doesn't catch anyone, but look at Aster Army's push towards mid. They're already on the flank. Hirsch is supposed to mock this, but he can't survive a double swing. He can't even survive the first contact. And now Warrior, his run it back has been sent away, sent packing. He's supposed to hold on to the backstab, and he does. Warrior manages to keep the hope alive. He can now battle into the A site, where Kishi's already looking to stop the blunt. The shock darts gets a kill onto Master. Kishi trades it out. It's all up to Hoya. The man who made it look possible now has to make it all on his own.
The quick adjustments all the time. The patches are so destroyed before the scan even went down. Doxer now will at least try to get attack secured with the drone, but no, it's going to be answered. He doesn't even find attack with the drone, and now there's a flood on the site. The floodgates are open. Wink is going to dash away in the site. And Reckoning Esports, they start to line these bodies up. Wink is going to be the last man alive. And Reckoning Esports, they keep the heart pumping.
Here.
Oh, man. Broken buys now once again. Stingers, light armors. Hope for the best. Buy as much as you can. Thanks for sure. Aster Army really... Oh, okay. I was trying to say something, but that play made me eat my words. A quick, aggressive start towards mid. Wink gets spotted into mid, but that's not going to stop this man from taking all the risk possible. And he's still getting tacked up by that Cypher camp. But eventually will be taken care of.
He's found his value. The Blade Storm net them 1 kill. And that was onto Warrior. One of the most important players for the team. Now they're going to highway it towards the A site yet again. The alarm bomb was shot down at a very long distance. But Kishi can't be shot down. He's the one delivering death and destruction.
Oh, what?
Doubling up. This might just be the end. Deadly can try to save, but he's going to burn alive. The Nanoswarm's eating him up whole. And Flabin has the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's the only man who can save his team from certain elimination.
1 on 3, Flabin, a lot of pressure and a lot of burn on his shoulders. A lot of eyes looking up to him right now. Every single supporter inside the arena of Reckoning Esports is looking up to Flabin because it's all down to him. But it's a thrifty converted into win and also seal the deal on the map. Aster Army, they reign huge on the final map and they seal the deal in the series, knocking out Reckoning Esports off the split one of VCSA.